live. What's going on, Louii King?
What's up with y'all, man? What's going on, Nate?
Hey, good to see you. Thanks for joining me today.
Hey, D-O-double-G in the building. You feel me? It's been a long time, my brother. It's good to talk to you again, man.
There we go. Well, I want to talk a little bit about Web3 music, but first, I wanted to go back because last time we spoke, you told me your origin story, you know, as a musician, and you told me how your dad was a world-class or is a world-class drummer.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking, it's like, why did you decide to go into hip-hop as opposed to a different genre?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, like, in all actuality, like, I didn't decide to go into hip-hop. Like I was a drummer, like a full drummer, child, bred drummer, like bred like a kid whose dad has him on the basketball team and is the coach of the basketball team since he's like 3 years old, and he's just coaching him every year. Essentially, my dad was, in this band, and so I just didn't really have a choice. My mom was the manager. Like, I just went where they went, you know what I'm saying? And by the time I was like a few months old, of course I'm playing instruments because that's just what's around me. Like, I'm around my kid. My kid is 3 months old. She's producing, you know what I mean? Because she's on my lap, I'm producing. So she's gonna play a chord or something, just like I was gonna pick up a drum for show. And drums are just super easy. You just, you know what I mean? I teach drums to kids all day. So my dad is teaching beginner class, medium, advanced. He's teaching a dance class. He's teaching you know what I mean? He's got 5 classes, every single one, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then he got my mom, my dad have the new moon and drum circle every other Saturday night, and this is a lit function. Like, growing up in this is crazy, low key. Like it's like, because I do a residency every Friday night, right? So I imagine that. So that's like already wild, right? But imagine if my kid, right, who stays at my mom's house while I'm doing my show, right? She or her mom, whatever, I was living in the venue. So when there was hundreds of people there every other Saturday night, I was in that motherfucker upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no escaping drum, dance, like I used to do on auditions. They used to say, can you play golf? Can you? No. What can you do? I play drums. Well, can you play golf today? I play drums. This is like real words to me. And like for a Lexus commercial, I'm in a Lexus commercial audition at like 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? And they asked me this, and this is what I'm telling them. So by the time I got to like 11, 12 and shit, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still living in this drum venue. You know what I'm saying? Living drums, eat, sleep every day. You feel me? I make drums with my bare hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know nothing about making a car, dog. I don't know nothing about an engine, catalytic bird. I don't know none of that shit. But I'll make a drum with my bare hands. I'll saw it. I'll sew the goat skin. You know what I'm saying? I'll tighten that motherfucker, soak the goat skin. You know what I mean? All aspects of it. That was what I grew up. African, drumming, dancing, Yoruba language. And so by the time I was like 11, 12, the Yoruba house got burnt down. I probably mentioned that the last time. So that's kind of a part of, like, I've just posted that photo on Instagram that, during the fires in LA, that was kind of like inspiration to anyone, you know what I mean, empathetic to anyone that lost their house in the fire. And there's a picture of me, inside my house, inside the drum room, on the trap drum set, and it's completely, everything is just dust melted down, completely just burnt down, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, yeah, I really can feel, what everyone's feeling in LA, you know what I mean? And we didn't have insurance or nothing. And, on the top of that, we lived in the venue, like how you ever go to like an Asian market and they live on the second floor, the family, and they all work. The son and the daughter work on the, you know what I mean, work at the counter type shit. That was me in the drum store. I work in the drum store. I play. I'm in the band. I do everything we do with my mom as the manager. My dad is the guy. So when the shit got burnt down and this gang spray painted all over the top of it to like kind of claim that shit, like claim the act per se. You feel what I'm saying? Like at that point, I like didn't have the same access. I still had access to the music, the instruments, but like it was like I had to leave the Yoruba house. So I was like a waking up. It was like, nigga, you not in Africa. You are in LA and motherfuckers gangbang. And you a young, you know what I'm saying? You a youngin' out here in the set, dipping through the set every day to school. Niggas is tripping, don't nobody give a fuck about this drum African shit. They making fun of you for that shit. They calling you an African booty scratcher and shit. Like, but in my mind, like, that was my identity. There was no escaping it. But as like that shit, and it was like, oh, like people will try to just kill your family. They just burn your house down. You know what I'm saying? And like that's reality. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like do my best to like and my parents was good. Like my did the best that they could do. My mom did the best she could do to like minimize the trauma of waking up in the middle of the night and your house is on fire, burning up the stairs, and you gotta run through the fucking stairs for fire to get out. You ain't even you can't put a damn t-shirt on or some shit type shit. So like by the time I got into like middle school and shit, I was already like, damn, like motherfuckers will try to kill you. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's dip sets, hoods. Like I was serious. You know what I mean? I was real serious. I was more serious than a lot of my friends. Like I went on the football team, basketball team, and I treated it like, nigga, this is my way out for real. You know what I mean? Like as if someone's trying to kill me and I got to find a way to get out. And so that reality of my life wasn't like these songs that I was singing, that I was like preserving my culture because they was my culture. You know what I'm saying? Like I was identifying in a new culture of LA culture. You know what I'm saying? West Side, real LA, not like really in the city where all the sex is at. You gonna pick a side for sure, or you gonna go another direction. And for me, I was a little bit too much inside, a lot too much inside to go another direction. So I either had to go right through that motherfucker, and and that I think is where I started identifying with hip hop, because when I was playing drums and I was in that energy around my dad and around this kind of community, spiritual community, we was singing these songs that had these messages that really resonated with me, and and so that was just instilled inside me. So now when I'm going through a new part of the life where I'm seeing like, oh shit, like, and I'm actually having to fight niggas and having to like, you know what I mean? Like navigate my way through Los Angeles without really that much, like, I never really, I love my dad. Like he was the super tapped in. We were tapped in with the music, but we wasn't, but outside of that, like, I didn't, that was a tough time for us, is what I'll say. And yeah, so I think for me, that's when I started, I think there was a little disconnect because it was like I was dealing with niggas from like Crenshaw Mafia and Florencia 13. So it was like I felt like that was like a disconnect for us. You know what I mean? Because he really is from Nigeria. Like he really from Lagos, and like he done seen some real shit, like motherfuckers come and burn a whole studio. You know what I mean? Nigeria even crazier than America. That's like a fact. You know what I'm saying? So like you know, it's not like he couldn't understand where I was coming from, but I just think we just didn't have that development, our communication. Um,
Mhm.
so I don't know. That's a deep answer, but that's how I got into hip hop. Is like I started kind of feeling like I resonated with the shit that Pac was saying, Dre was saying, Snoop was saying. Like I ain't have like a father that was from LA that was gonna tell me like, nigga, watch your back on these niggas if they pull up and blah, you know what I mean? But Snoop was gonna talk about that. But my dad was with the business. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, we just wasn't that connected at that part of my life. You know what I'm saying? So it was like the music was literally like, you know what I'm saying, getting me through everything. You know what I mean? I didn't really have that many, uh, I mean, I will say my mom put me around a lot of mentors, you know what I mean? Because she knew like shit was hit the fan to the point to where they was trying to have me, go move to New York because I was just too heavy in the gang shit. They was like, they called my mom and they said, "Oh, your son I'm a freshman. Oh, your son is the leader of a gang on campus." You know what I'm saying? And I've talked about this stuff in interviews, and I'm very clear to like not try to like glorify, any type of behavior. I think what people misinterpret is like black youth, especially in America, but I'm sure around the world, are like put into this category and treated a certain way. They pretty much treated, there's like constantly feeling like someone's trying to convict them for something, opposed to them like just going about life and just, if something bad happens, you know what I'm saying, then you deal with it. It's like people was like, you are bad until you prove you're not. But how can you prove you're not when you just black? You already looking at me the wrong way. So you getting educated that you are this thing, you negative, even if they saying it's not true, you hearing people in your community saying, nah, that's just bullshit. And, but like simultaneously, you know, you can't avoid it. It depends where you are. You go live somewhere where there's just like all black people. You go to like Atlanta or like one of these colleges, you know what I mean, or historical HBCUs, like spaces like that. You go to Houston, certain spaces where it's mostly black, but somewhere in the Los Angeles, like it don't matter where you're at. We're too diverse. Like you're just gonna be racially profiled for sure growing up out here. So it's kind of like one of them things where you have to have a lot of confidence and a lot of self identity and self worth, and still that you in a very young age to be able to like battle that in the right way. And most kids go through the wrong path in LA. At least young black kids, like gang culture is real. Like young like Latino, like that's like a big thing in LA. But you know what? Like because all the like streamers and things like that in pop culture happens, that makes it to where like, oh, all of a sudden you don't have to be gangster. You could be awkward too, and it's cool. You know what I mean? Like that shit is good for the culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guys and Nats are good for the culture. Everyone don't gotta be Young Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? So, I think for me, I happen to benefit because my life I actually was going to, linking up with niggas like Corrupt came to my barbecue, when we in like high school and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because we was just happened to be in that circle. You see what I'm saying? The 60s and shit. You feel me? So like we, that's family. So it was like in LA, you know, at one
Was
point, huh?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but like, was there something about hip hop where it's the power of the word, where it's like it's giving you a voice to talk about some of the stuff that's going on that might not have been the same when you're drumming?
Absolutely. I mean, I think there's a piece of that, but I also think it was like because I drum and sing, you know what I mean? I sing African music, you know what I mean? And whatever song, but um I think another piece of it was that, but I think it was more that it was my voice, right? I didn't
Mm,
give up 30 years learning. Like I grew up in this culture, but my experience is like based on this, but my real experience that I'm just having is in this gang culture, and not just gang culture. It's like there's so many different just microaggressives that are like make me, not just gang culture, not just black culture, whatever you want to,
mm.
not
And
just
American culture too, right?
American culture. But then on top of that too, right? My dad is like not like just a good drummer. He's like one of the best in the world. You know what I mean? Like the type of talent that you just can look at and it's just amazing. He could just do some, he could play another instrument that's not drum amazingly. Like, you know what I mean? He could sing that make people from like Berkeley School of Music like, oh my God, like how did he do, because it's just that's part of his culture, you know what I mean? It's like it's embedded in, so and he's in a national ensemble. That's how they came to America. So these guys play every instrument and can all of them can switch and play whatever. And they took 11 of these Africans and brought them to America. So you had to be so good to be, because Nigeria is the literally the second most largest populated uh, country in all of Africa besides Ethiopia. So, and he's from in Lagos, right? So this is 10 million people in New York. There's 21 million people in Lagos. So you had to be so good to be on the national ensemble, like the Olympic team of musicians. And then when they came to LA, they just treated them like they was nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so he had to like he got in with my godfather. And I just say all this to say, like, you know, um, I was, in my mind, I thought of myself like I was a little drum prodigy. You know what I'm saying? Can't no one tell me I wasn't. But at the same time, you know what I mean? This little kid in the band that always like you always gonna look at it, whether he good or not, you gonna be like, oh, that's cute. You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
You're like Bronny James, right? Like your dad was like the LeBron James of drumming.
100 in that, except where you could drum on you could play on the same court as your dad as a 5-year-old or a 4-year-old in the way that Bronny can't. I could perform on stage with these niggas. So now that 20 years later, I done been on stage, really on stage since I was that age. It's not like, it's not like about telling someone, it's just about like my own comfortability, you know what I mean? Like my own growth from going through this kind of gauntlet. And so I will say, like, yeah, my dad was just so good at it that it made me like I felt like I had to find my own. Like, no, you know what? You're saying it actually exactly right. Like Bronny James in a sense, or Michael Jordan, or any of these amazing basketball players that, come on, man, your dad is Jordan. You might want to play some video games and be the best gamer or something, because
Yeah.
is that you could outshine that person at his thing. That's the key. I was like, maybe I can outshine. I don't want to outshine my dad, but I like have my own standard for greatness that he instilled inside me. So it's like I don't. It's like I want to be. So I want to be really good at what I do, and I want to play football too. You don't know. I'm a national champion. You know what I'm saying? Football and basketball.
At Villanova.
Villanova. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Did you play basketball there too?
I played football and basketball. But Villanova's basketball team was lit. Them niggas had once I got to Villanova and was really on the football, really like seeing how it was, I wanted to play football and basketball, and I thought it was great I could go to Villanova and do that. But I felt like, when I was going there, like, nigga, like I feel like football was just like my thing. Like you know what I mean? Like it was just so easy, so much easier. It was like just run, and these fools just have to fucking try to tackle you. And you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to.
You make it sound easy,
bro. That shit is the easy. Running back is the easiest position. Why you want to be running back? The easiest shit that get paid the most shit. You know what I mean? Just run. You niggas and running back to me, I'm a running back type nigga, bro. I don't want to hate on you. I don't want to stop you. I don't want to stop him. I don't want to go. I don't want to walk in the classroom and tell a 5-year-old not to fucking be a 5-year-old. Do what you fucking want to do. But if you try to stop me from doing what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run your ass over, nigga. I'm not fucking, you know what I mean? So I was so much, you know what I'm saying, like a fucking running back that I just, you know, I would foul out in basketball, you know, but I was in better shape. I was faster and stronger than everyone. You know what I mean? No question, I'll get more rebounds than everyone. Not the tallest nigga, but always gonna box out and just be 10 places on the court for real. And so any coach, they wanted me, any coach, I was a coach's player. Any coach basketball was gonna fuck with me because they want that type of player. Football, a little different because it's like they want to be all macho and screamy. Like they don't really do that shit the same way in basketball. Like unless you're like Bob, whatever that dude named Bob Knight or something. But anyway, you know, sports and hip hop, you know, sports and hip hop. And yeah, hip hop was my own. I could do this thing that, you know, and I could take the drumming, I could take the rhythms, goon go do goon, goon go do goon, goon go do goon. Here I'm with Nate, doing my thing, smoking this blunt, running the gang. You know what I mean? I could take the same stuffs and just put it in the rhyme. You know what I mean? It just is the same thing. It was like you're already prepared for B because you did A. You don't even know that you was preparing for B, but now that you did A, this is just easy. This is just fun now. It's just fun.
Yeah. So by the time you got into hip hop, you already had such a like sophisticated understanding of rhythms that I imagine you just got right in there. Like you never had a problem being in the pocket.
This is a drum. It's a drum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a drum. It's a drum. Everything is a drum. This a drum. You know what I'm saying? It's all a drum to me. I mean, this shit really is a drum. You know what I'm saying? Like this literally is a percussion instrument. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember the first time you recorded? The first time you got in a studio?
First time I got in the studio is I was like maybe 8 or like, I mean, here's the thing, like I was in the studio always because my dad is on Michael Jackson Bad album recording drums. So I was just popping up. But the first time I came in and spit a rhyme, actually, my homie Cristiano, who drummed with my dad, because I always had like creative people around me that was just at the Yoruba house. And my dad is 85 this year. So like some of these people were younger than me. You know, I'm not like, but like some of these people were younger than him to the point to where like they could hang with me. Even though I was a kid, it was like if you're a 20-year-old and this person's, you know what I mean, a 60-year-old or so, you know what I mean? It's like I'm only 10, he's 60, you 20 something, you might come right, you know what I mean? You hanging out with the little homie, you know what I mean, type shit. So the homie Cristiano took me to a studio. He took me through the hood. Like he took me to like, I want to say up this like this hidden train tracks that I always knew was around my house, and it was like I never went around them train tracks because I always knew they was dangerous because there was like a little juvie hall right there on the other side of the train tracks that niggas are like, niggas in my house, niggas will break out of the juvie, break into my house, and then the SWAT teams would break into my house hella times. SWAT teams that come in, boom, 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 everyone on the ground. This shit would happen plenty of times, like over and over and over, year after year. Like I was like, it wasn't even a big deal to me until I grew up to be older and start like watching like Tupac documentary stuff where they talk about Tupac being like a Black Panther and the FBI breaking into Tupac's house as a child and shit, and how people was like, that's just crazy, and I was like, I mean, it's not that crazy that didn't happen at your house. You know what I mean? Like that, I realized how crazy it was. So this dude Cristiano took me on this little, you know what I mean, place, and ended up at his homie's studio. This is a house studio. Like his homie has a microphone, and we made the song. And I remember to this day, the song, I told y'all my name is Louii. Louii. Mm-hmm. I told y'all. It was literally like I always remember that joint, you know.
That's cool.
You know, I don't know if I don't have like a copy of it. I don't know if I ever got a copy of the record, but it was the first time I like ever rapped. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause he was younger. That's what I'm saying. So he was in the rap. This dude, I shout to Cristiano. This dude was a real dude. I fuck with this dude. He showed up for me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes over there. So yeah, man, that was the first time I went. And then like when I started going to the studio in high school, you know what I'm saying? Like my homies had studios and shit at their cribs, like home studios. They had microphones. Like, you ever heard of Orange Channel? Not Channel Orange. What's that group? Orange. The group Orange. Here, let me check it out. Orange. Orange. Oh, Emotional Oranges. You ever heard of them?
I don't think so, but it's a great name.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're pretty big. They're pretty big. If you search them, they're pretty wide known. They play shit like Coachella and shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's a dude and this girl. You know, the dude went to my high school. His name was Azad. You know what I'm saying? Pudge. You know, he's the homie, and he used to have a studio. Like he used to have a microphone early in his house. You know what I'm saying? In his like room and shit. Because his dad was like, his grandpa was like his grandpa was like I want to say like he was a blind poet that from Iran. And so yeah, he had a studio in his room, like a little microphone, and he was in a rap group with this dude Fade, who had a studio in his room. And Alex Fade was like one of my really good homies, and he was in the group with Pudge. So like Pudge was Azad. So I would rap over there, and then my cousin rapped Keys, you know what I mean? And we had our like crew, Generation West, you know what I mean? And you know, we would make songs at first, like we would make like kind of like the bigger songs that we had. Like in high school, we were kind of pretty well known for music because we would make like diss songs to the different hoods. And one of them diss songs went like huge, like, and like caused a lot of problems, and people got kicked out of school for it. It was a lot of violence, but it was a reaction to the reality. It wasn't the song that was causing it. That was the reality that was happening. We was having beef already. They came on our campus and wrote "nigger killer," you know what I mean, and all the different hoods, and you know, the reality was like, you know, we just didn't see, you know, we wasn't even each other's ops, right? You know what I mean? It's like once you realize, like, you could be mad at someone, you know what I mean? Someone could have done something bad to you, or a family member, and could be like, fuck them, you know what I'm saying? Like it really be like that, you know what I'm saying? But then it's like, when you look at it, when you take a step back and you look at like the cycles of like this what this type of stuff causes, you know what I'm saying? Um, it's like it requires you to be bigger, you know what I'm saying, than that for us to have change, you know. And so so I wanted to be a part of that when I was in high school. And so, you know, because I was really a part of the other stuff too, for real, you know. And so I made this song called Peace, and it was about my homie that got killed, you know what I'm saying. His name was Eddie. He got shot on Pico. And that song was one of my first viral songs, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube. Like, I don't even know if you were able to put songs on Spotify, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was on YouTube, the video, and I shot it with the homies, and you can still find it. But that was like my first thing, you know. Like, I had some shit with like whole, you know, Soldier Boy stuff, all that beef stuff, but like this was like something I was proud to be known for.
Mm.
Oh, he made that song Peace, which was like a real gangster peace anthem, and I really ain't heard that. Like, that was like an anthem that was gangster though, but for
Mm.
peace. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That just that you know, and it worked. It really worked. Like, I had a lot of dudes that people reach out to me talking about, you know, I play this when I lost my cousin. He got shot, and I play this 3 times a day at night. It makes me cry, but you know, it makes me feel better, like type shit. So that type of shit can't be measured with like metrics. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that
I
was
feel like
yeah.
I feel like to this day your music is super positive. And not in a corny way, you know, but in a sincere, genuine way.
Hmm.
I that maybe I want to ask you too a little bit about you teach poetry in schools.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that project because we didn't have a chance to talk about that last time.
Yeah, man. You know, I work with Aim for the Heart and a number of organizations, but primarily consistently aimfortheheart.org is showing up in different spaces, communities, schools, prisons, from LA County to San Quentin, Lancaster, you know, and yeah, middle schools, high schools, uh, universities, Princeton, you know, Harvard, USC, UCLA, San Diego State, you know what I mean? Um, you know, really just sharing emotional literacy through music and art. That's all it is, in the way that music, emotional literacy, which is the ability to manage, access, assess, identify the emotion of oneself or others, is not so difficult to teach, um, especially through music. You know what I mean? Because we just listen to music, and it affects us, and it's the emotions that affect us. And sometimes it's the sounds that make us feel the way. But uh, you know, you don't have to be a scientist to listen to a song and it make you feel a certain type of way. So how we that's what we use to teach the emotional literacy, and we write songs on topics, and then share those pieces and give each other feedback on that piece. And it's something really powerful when a bunch of people write on topic, um, and then you go get to hear, you know, okay, this person, the topic may be, you know, running, and someone may write a song about running a marathon. Someone may write a song about running from the cops. You know what I'm saying? But it was the same topic, you know. So you get to see all the different ways
Mm.
that people go, and you know,
How
man.
old are the students?
Say that again.
How old are the students?
How old are the students? Um, they range depending on what the location venue is. So, like, for example, today I'm in a, ele- a elementary charter that has students from TK to uh, fourth grade, but then they also have like uh, a bunch of schools that have like middle schools and stuff that are attached in the same network of this school. but the specific one. And then we're also weekly right now at Audubon Middle School. So yeah, so the charter school, that's like TK. So even my daughter's 6, right? So TK is like 5, 4, even. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And then to up to 4th grade, which is like, I think that's like maybe 10, 9, 8, you know what I'm saying? Something like that, around there. But then in middle school, we're at Audubon Middle School, which I was a full-time teacher, music teacher and music director at Audubon Middle School, which is in Crenshaw, and it's off of like uh King and Crenshaw, in Crenshaw, where the mall is. There's a big Nipsey mural right there, and it's closer to more. That's more the side of town I grew up on more than where I'm at right now. But we're still at Audubon, so people from our nonprofit Aim for the Heart go into Audubon and do after school workshops, where we do pretty much the same thing. We write songs, but we kind of specialize it for wherever we're at. Like we can do something. My topic may be a fire. You know what I mean? Because we're talking about fire, or it might be Black History Month, so we want to do pieces that resonate with that. And sometimes we'll even collaborate with different organizations to do. We collaborate with Change the Tune as well. Aim for the Heart, Change the Tune, who they kind of got us in collaboration at Audubon, where they do cooking and give other different financial skills and stuff like that. And then we come in and do the music and emotional literacy. So you give them a well-rounded. So it can be done as a one-off, as a assembly. You know what I mean? It could be done as like after school. You know what I mean? A couple times a week. And I've even done it personally myself, like through full school years, like as real class, like 5 days a week. You know what I'm saying? And even to where at schools like this other one, where it's like you do two classes, you do a few days a week with different students, different grades types, different classrooms. So might do this classroom works with you 2 days a week, and this other classroom works with you 2 days a week, but you there every day. You know what I'm saying? So because you have different classes you're doing the stuff with. So
Do you find like teaching kids helps you as a writer at all? Like, what does it do for your art, or if it does anything?
it absolutely. I mean, I've written songs directly out of my classroom, like out of just being able to find the energy, like of what that, like I'm in hip hop. Like I'm not like hip hop people who are not marketing to like no offense, you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? But they're marketing to young people. Like they want to know, you need to know if you're in this business of hip hop, right? I don't know what it's like to know country music like that. I don't know who the hot people are. But if you in hip hop, right, you could love Nas, Pete Rock, Rakim, like, I'm down with these guys, you know what I'm saying? But you better know, you know what I'm saying, like who, like, LaTyla is, or like who, like, you know, uh one of these DDO Sama, or like, uh you know, there's so many people you could, young, like young nigga shit, like fucking, I don't even know, some like, I'm not supposed to know all this shit because I'm not a 6th grader. But when I'm 6th grade, right? Like when I'm teaching 6th grade, like they had this thing called the Naughty Bop, right? And it was about these kids in New York who was like shanking dudes, right? And like even kids was bringing shanks to school and shit, but they was like, I don't know if it was directly from that. I think it was more like an anime thing they was into. But the point of matter is just that, like, you know, you should know what, like, if you're in the hip hop, right, the business of hip hop, it's like you should know what people are listening to, what's hot. And that's like the best place, especially to teach sixth, seventh, and eighth graders in Crenshaw, like that's where the tastemakers come from. Like, this is not like checking for what they listening to in Nebraska, but I'm telling you, this is where the hood is where we already know what's gonna be hot because it's already hot in the hood. We know about O3 Greedo already. We done been on Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm talking about the dudes that are like fresh because they hot in the hood first. Even before they go viral, they hot in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain people like that. So for me, I would take like the drill scene. I'm a producer. I got videos where like I got songs that I would literally flip. I would take them into my class and I'll see how the kids react to them. I have kids battling each other, blah blah. I threw the beat on. I took a drill beat. You feel what I'm saying? I made the song. Say I love the song. I rock with it. Let me just change the drums. Let me just make it a drill beat just to see. Then I took it into their class. Oh, they went crazy for it. They doing backflips. Literally, they doing real backflips. I didn't tell them who it was. I didn't say nothing at all. I just strategically placed it in as they was listening to stuff in a time where they wasn't gonna ask questions. They was kind of like dancing. If they wouldn't have fucked with it, they would have said, no, play this. You know what I mean? But and kids are mean, yo. They will tell you this shit is whack. If it is, you know what I mean? But so I would want to know really how they felt. So I would play it. I'll play it. I got real footage of me, of the kids battling in my classroom. Kids that battle. I'm a rapper. That's what it's like to have me as a teacher when I'm not gonna be, you know what I mean, Mrs. Frizzle from the Magic School Bus. I ain't hear her, but I'm gonna be absolutely me. I'm not gonna, and shouts to the schools for even like being open to let me represent myself. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm finna rap, I'm finna play drums, I'm finna do these workshops, and we finna have conversations about things that are like, you know, that the kids are gonna talk about. And so we're gonna create a safe space, right? To where they feel like they can, if they getting bullied or they getting there's something happening at home, they getting some of their parents, you know what I mean, whatever it is, like give them a space, to outlet, a pen, a pad. Hey, if you feel inclined to share some, if you get inspired, go ahead. Like, if not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good. Like, you know what I mean? But some people don't have the option, right? And we just assume everyone got a parent they could talk to, or so they got some friends they could talk to about, or they could just go to therapy. Nah, like every kid does not have a safe space to share their emotional outlet. So we try to create that, and we believe strongly that every school should have um, this type of what we call social emotional learning. It's actually gaining popularity. People know that term SEL now in schools. We've been doing that nonprofit, been alive for 30 years. Tupac Shakur was doing what I do with Aim for the Heart 30 years ago. You know what I mean? In 95, Layla Steinberg started Aim for the Heart. Shout out to Layla. She been carrying a load for decades, literally. So, it's important work. Like, this is real important work, and we believe, like we can get this type of stuff in every school. It don't got to be our specific program, but if everyone had something like this, I really believe America and the world would be a better place. If we taught people, hey, this is how you deal with stuff. I'm in class today, this kid is punching the kids in the face and giving kid a concussion, throwing the kid down. He only 6 years old, but he just don't know how to control his actions. He actually, like, if he would have been, for what, you know what I mean? I don't want to, like, no disrespect to no one, but like, he didn't learn how to support himself. Maybe he's got ADD, blah blah, but if that was something he learned, you know what I mean, maybe he wouldn't be doing this. And maybe it's harder for him to learn. Maybe he has some type of, you know what I mean, thing that makes it harder for him to understand. But I just truly think, like, this is.
Yeah, I feel you. Like, It's super interesting too. You might talk to a kid and say, you know, how are you feeling? What's going on? What's your life about? And they're silent, right? But
Yeah.
if you put it within the context of you like throwing a beat, or you say, take this pen and we're gonna try to write a poem. I know me growing up, like I was very closed, you know, I wasn't an emotionally open person at all. And part of writing poetry was to be like, well, I'm feeling all these things, but I don't have anyone I can express these things to. But within the context of poetry or within the context of music, suddenly like things start pouring out of people that you're like, I had no idea you had that in you. You know, I had no idea you felt that way.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Like that's the key. That's the key point is like you may not feel the need to share in one of these workshops and someone say something that trigger you, and now you have to raise your hand and comment feedback, or you have to write something now and share your thing that it was like. That's the type of thing, you know what I mean? Or you may not want to share none at all, but it still triggers you in your heart. Like that's a piece of it. So if they listen to my music, like if I feel like I get more from them than they get from me personally. Them students, like for as far as musically, like not like I teach the music, so obviously, but I'm saying like as far as like I am. Like I'm not pushing my music on them, you know what I'm saying? They're coming up like, oh, Mr. Lewis, I just saw your video of it, you know what I mean? Type stuff. There, oh, we saw this and that. But really, more what I'm doing, trying to do is share the art, give them this resource that they could do themselves. And then that's why I said it's like, now I'm gonna observe you, and I'm gonna observe what you like, what you react to, what you know. I'm gonna ask you to play songs you like. I'm gonna see, you know what I mean? In some classes, I'm even gonna push them. The whole thing becomes sharing and confidence and standing in front of a classroom and saying how you feel confidently. That could change your life, yo. Like imagine you get to 12th grade and you never then stood up and you know what I mean? You didn't had a couple performances in a classroom where you had to present some shit, but they ain't pushing you that much because it's science. It's not, you know, unless you're taking public speaking, which is still it's still business. It's not emotional. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not going deep of like, hey, you know, if you don't want to talk because your parents are divorced and you're sad right now because you know this is happening to you. You're in fourth grade or sixth grade, and another fourth or sixth grader comes up and says, "Hey, my parents are divorced, and this is what I'm going through." Blah blah. That is going to get you. That can be enough to get you to stand up and say your own thing. It's emotional. It's not like this is how you
Yeah.
and this is how you do that. It's magical what happens. So
Well, and everybody loves music, right? Like we all love music, but if you're gonna play that game, if you're gonna play the music game, then you have to play with your emotions and your vulnerabilities. And you know, having someone like you who's a rapper, who's obviously a strong guy, but that's not afraid to share your vulnerabilities. And like contrary to not being afraid, like you realize sharing your vulnerabilities is a strength, right? It gives you power to do that.
absolutely, man. It's absolutely a strength. Like when I walked into San Quentin the first time, I thought that you know, like, like I said, man, I don't like to get on these podcasts and try to like glorify a bunch of gangster shit or try to make myself out to be someone I'm not. I'm just me, man. When I'm a positive, you know what I mean? Role model, I'm me. When I make a mistake, I'm me. You feel me? And um like sometimes it's a great thing to like one of my favorite and I think one of the most valuable things that we do sometimes that or I've done in the past is like I said, we listen to songs that the kids like. You know what I mean? Listen to what they listening to. They listen to Raw Alexander. They listening to, you know, Bad Bunny. They listening to, like we said, Naughty Bop. You know, let's break it down. What's a Naughty
I'm
Bop?
here taking notes.
Yeah, no, not. I mean, that's old. That was a couple years ago. The Naughty hop thing, but I just thought it was a real critical thing because it was like, yo, let's break this song down. You ain't, this is not what they doing in your, you know, they don't even want you to play this song, but we in Crenshaw, yo, they playing it. They listen to this song. We playing in the class. I'm gonna do my best to find a clean version. You know what I mean? But you ain't getting the clean version of Naughty Bop, even when you got the clean version, because the song Naughty Bop applies stabbing someone. That's a Naughty Bop, right? So let's talk about it, yo. What are we talking about? What are we singing about? What is this? Do you know what this means? How do you feel about? Why do you like this? You like it because you, does it make you feel a certain way? Do you want to stab someone? Do you just like the beat? Do you just like how the video looks? You know what I mean? Like, let's have this conversation. You know what I mean? And that, to me, because I grew up listening to all the gangster shit too. So it's like some shit like I know what Snoop meant now when he said bitches ain't shit. But when the first time I heard him, like, it's acceptable to not understand that as a child. You know what I'm saying? Like bitch ain't shit. Snoop ain't saying every woman is a bitch. Come on. That's not what motherfuckers is saying. They but it's like, unless you hip to the culture, you might get on the CNN broadcast on my, well, this is unacceptable because they're saying women are not bitches, and this is, you know, it's like Colin Kaepernick. It's like, oh, he kneeled on the field. This is disrespect to the. It's like, bro, he did. It's like, that's not even what it means. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, it's like this impulse to run away from it instead of go into it, you know, and understand it and explain it and think about it. You're just running away from it, but you can't run away from it because it's there. You know, that's real.
And that's always like, let's talk about it. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it may be good, it may be bad. Like, someone gets shot, George Floyd gets shot. You go to school the next morning, man. What? I got kids that's parents. One parent shot the other parent in front of the kid, and came to school the next day, and they talking about some. They talking about some. This kid is a nightmare in class. They always blah blah. That kid came up, shared a story in my class, right? Grade in my class. They saying she want to talk. Here's the microphone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Okay. Now she telling her story. She's saying the shit. Kids is crying. She crying. Everyone fucked up in this motherfucker. This shit crazy. This kid saying my dad got killed too. Well, oh, my dad's in jail, but I see both my parents in jail. So I feel I'm not saying nothing. This is just kids giving their own feedback after she said her shit. I'm like, oh, this girl is heaven sent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you love to have a kid like this in your class. The reason why, you know what I mean, she's acting out is because she's going through extreme trauma. And the fact that I'm not the counselor, guidance counselor, nothing, and not no shade to the guidance counselor. Maybe it wasn't an opportunity, she ain't feel, whatever it was. They don't know about it. They not talking about, they don't even know this occurred. That's a huge thing. Have one parent kill the other parent, and then that other parent or set up a shooting of the other parent. You seen the parent get shot, you can't in person, and then your other parent go to jail for the murder of your other parent, and you live with your grandma, and that happened in this summer, and now you back in school, and they don't even know, and you in 6th grade. Like, you a new person. So I don't know. I'm too deep into it, but I just feel um, man, like, it's valuable, man. Like, that's why I do it. At the end of the day, I do it. I believe it. I push my music always. It's connected to my music. It's beautiful. I get to share my music, write songs, and them songs affect people, and they affect myself, and I get to write them knowing that, like, for that reason, not reason of, oh, look, this is gonna do good on the radio charts, but this is gonna make some people feel something, like, oh, this is a good one right there, like, that, like, just having that, that's kind of, what, I will always do music, and I will always give back to my community and the schools to children. So to me, it's just, it's a blessing that sometimes we could do them. I guess I got to believe that we can do them at the same time. That's like a God I'm so grateful for that. And the people that I've been involved in that have also been like detrimental, you know, very significant in my career. But at the same time too, like we we both met, you know, we both connected to do this greater work for a higher power, for a bigger purpose. So that's the
That's
blessing.
powerful.
Yeah, man.
No, that's beautiful. Um, well, speaking of your own music, and I just got a couple more questions for you because I don't want to keep you here too long. I want you to come back in a couple months and share, you know, what's going on. But let's talk about Famous in the Metaverse. This is an album you put out for Gala Music. So it's a Web3 album, which means it's blockchain based. And you have a crazy list of features on this album. I'm just gonna read a couple of features, but DMX, Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa, Currency, Pusha T, Benny the Butcher, Big Krit, Royce the 5'9". I've got a few questions, but first, like, what was the process like getting all those features? And also, we were talking about this a little before the podcast started, how some artists are kind of afraid of competition, right?
Yep.
I had a good basketball coach that once said, if you're the best one on the court, you're on the wrong court.
Yeah. If you're the smart,
I was
from you to run the wrong room.
Yeah. Yep. So you seem to have no fear as far as like bringing in people that are more famous than you or more known than you. And that's really cool. I mean, that's commendable. But tell me a little bit about how you got all these guys on the album. What was the recording process like? How'd that go?
Well, the first thing, my bad, I'm plugging my phone in because it's I don't want it to die out for us. But is that view all right, or that's too low?
Yeah, no, that's perfect actually.
Oh, that's okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, man, like well, I'm excited for you to hear the new stuff too. It's coming, some more, but Famous in the Metaverse, man, it just represent, like we said, like it represent more than just the fame, you know what I mean? And it's about, you know, hip hop and empowerment and, you know, finding a new innovation in a way, you know what I mean, to change the game, really, you know what I'm saying? At least in my own game, you know what I'm saying? And trying to lay the blueprint to where other artists can do this too. And I believe like if we all do this, like not necessarily, again, not like AIM, where it's like you don't got to do my specific thing, but we could all win on Web3. This is where we could all just say, my shit ain't worth 0.003 cents per stream, and put your shit on there, but you could still sell your stuff on Web3. It's like if everyone that just became the standard, like it's like, bruh, you ever met a painter? Like a
lot of them, yeah.
like a modern painter. Like for a modern painter, brother, like yeah, they're struggling artists, but like for a modern painter, like who's like per se like Banksy, right? This is someone who's like it's not 200 years ago, right? This is in the last however 30 years, you know what I mean? This person or someone of that stature, right, can sell art in a gallery for hell of money. There's nothing weird about that. Even, you know, it's all about getting in the right gallery. It's all about getting your art in front of the right people, right? Some artists don't sell none, but artists who sell their work absolutely sell work. It ain't never the art industry ain't never pivoted and been like, oh, it's 0.0001 every time you look at the pieces of art, like, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to like music, it's like you should keep the fact that people react the way they do when I tell them how much I sell my music for is crazy at that, because like it ain't even like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I know I know, shout to, Violetta Zeroni, like she sold her an ordinal for 1 Bitcoin. It was about 69,000. And then not even 2 weeks later, Bitcoin rose up to 100,000, right? So a song for 100K, you know what I'm saying? Like, like people sell art for $100,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not crazy in the art world. You know what I'm saying? But for music, it sounds crazy because we've been brainwashed through the way that streaming platforms and the market of the record labels pretty much cleaned us up and changed the game to where, we have to kind of accept this negotiation that we really had no part or benefit
I
as
guess too with music is it's like it's not a tangible thing, right? Like the same way like a piece of art is.
in their
But
in someone's mind, but in my mind, like it's just as tangible as anything. It's just once the song is a song, it's a song. It's like Imagine, you know what I'm saying, or John Legend, Ordinary People. It's like, hey, that song, like you can feel that once you know that one. I don't know, or
mhm.
let's say I don't know, that song, Dear Mama. You know what I'm saying? It's like that shit is there. Once that shit is
Well,
there,
and also blockchain kind of gave it the possibility of being tangible, right? Where you can own
yes,
the file, you
exactly.
could own it, you could be the only one that owns it.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. So you're right on it. Like for me, of course, I'm extra. I'm gonna fight to say that even my song, without none, is tangible because
Mhm.
at the same time too, it does. Even without Web3, this song still holds value. One, just emotional value, like we've been talking about, but two, right? Also from publishing value, right? And soundtrack and ASCAP, BMI, you know what I mean? Sync, like a song actually does have yours. I work in sync, you know what I'm saying? I work at Boombox Apocalypse. I done worked on a lot of shit that you might know. I don't know if you know Burger King. Junior double bacon whopper, I rule this day at BK. Have it your way.
That's
You
you.
rule. I worked on that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can tell you, like, there is tangibility even without, but what you're saying is exactly the point I'm making is like Web3 now introduces a place to where you can say, okay, here's my digital token. And not only does it have tangible, like it represents, I have a piece of art to represent it, you know what I mean, as well, but also on the blockchain, this is actually really a token value on the blockchain, you know what I mean? And so you're right on point. It's like this is what you're looking for. To us, right? Why do I even need to put a token value on my shit for it to have value anyway? To be real. But for the consumer, and I hate to call anyone a consumer because in Web3, I feel like most of these guys who have, supported my stuff are they're my community, they're my peoples, like they're my friends, you know what I'm saying? I would let them come stay in my house. Some of these guys my family, you know what I'm saying? I stayed in some of their houses, you know what I'm saying? That real shit. Dudes I done met online from, supporting my music. It's different than I done been an artist for, plenty of years. I done toured around the world. I done toured with Anderson .Paak, Earl, Solange. Web3 is different, yo. The connection, the dedication of the relationship is different. You know what I mean? So I think it's a great opportunity for any artist, any creative, any manager, anyone that has an idea. And I feel like for me, I've been able to find success just with ideas. I just trying to put into different ideas together, and in this space, like no, like knowing, you know, it's like they can't look at me like I'm small no more. I don't do what you do, but in what I do my shit well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And so you could maybe help me do what you do, but I could help you do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so new. So it's like we really writing the history, like with the Louis King mystery box. Like shout out to Gala, like you know, shit like that. You know what I mean? can be life changing for artists just coming up with one campaign that works. Like fuck a viral video, like some shit like that, or really put real money in your pocket. You buy 100 viral videos. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, like, where is your energy, right? If your energy is on selling music to try to get, 1 million streams on a song, and that's what you put in 90% of your energy into, it seemed like, damn, you could maybe put 50 into, you know what I'm saying, Web3, or 35 into Web3 at least. I feel like, shoot, if you're winning in Web3, you're probably going to make money faster than you are in Web2. So now you have more money to market your Web2 projects anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's like put $1,000 on one of your songs, marketing, advertisement budgets, and tell me that shit don't make a difference from nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit changed the game for you. So, you know, I'm learning from a lot of great people around me and a lot of great experiences, and just, keeping keeping, keeping just keeping humble to the game, because this is just the beginning, and there really is a lot to learn, and I just want to be at the table, you know what I mean, when it's here.
That's cool. I'm excited that Web3 is working out for you and that you're still as enthusiastic about it as last time I talked to you. That's dope. And I think I mean, I completely agree with you. It could be a game changer. It is a game changer for some artists out there right now. Um, all right. So what are you working on now? What's your next project?
The next project is, and like, just because I didn't jump on, the next project is still famous, and like I said, like, because I didn't fully engage with what you were saying, but I know uh like a lot of the songs came from different relationships and connections that were able to, like, so certain ones, like, really was excited with the, like, Big Krit one happened, like, it just, like, very just organic, you know what I mean? Send them a track, and they was kind of like, the manager, I guess, said that, you know, Big Krit only working on his album right now, you know what I'm saying? And but feel free to send some shit, you know what I'm saying, anyway. And so, my people sent him some shit, and then the next day, cause it was back, it was like, yeah, he liked that shit and recorded a verse to that shit. I don't know. Cause I wouldn't expect it, cause he said, yeah, he said that he wouldn't. So, you know, uh, they sent the verse back, and like that shit's a smacker, you know what I'm saying? And that was like, things like that were exciting, Absol, like, it's exciting, to know, like, oh, you know, these dudes rock with you, you know what I mean, and kind of build your confidence a little bit, and already, you have to feel a certain way to send your shit to someone, you know what I'm saying? Like, um, but at the same time, um, I think it's like you said, it's hip hop, man, and like the real ones, it's gonna, whoever fuck with me is gonna fuck with me, and if you don't fuck with me, you're not supposed to fuck with me. You know what I mean? That's just how life goes. So the ones that got on were some of my favorite artists. You know what I'm saying? Benny the Butcher was really dope. Like I linked up with him like the night before he signed to Snoop at Def Jam. You know what I'm saying, at the Fox Theater in Pomona, and he did a show out there. We linked up, and he was just, you know, telling, just, giving me some positive advice. You feel what I'm saying? And little things go a long way, dog, because you ain't gotta say nothing to no one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really a business. It's a cold blooded business, and I didn't had a lot of, like, you know what I mean, like, everyone in the industry for real that really be around people that had like weird shit and weird. You looking at Drake and Kendrick, and you don't realize like these niggas have probably crossed paths plenty times and have real life, you know what I mean, things that's why they don't fuck with each other. You feel me? So for me, I can respect like someone a whole lot more, um that's rocking with me, regardless of whatever cloud or you know what I'm saying. Like, I just gonna rock with the music. You know what I'm saying. And then if my shit is the number one song on the platforms and shit, like then you never really know who really fuck with you anyway, because they just gonna fuck with whoever's the number one shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think a part of it is that, and a part of it is that like with the famous in the metaverse shit, it's like a joke of, oh, you heard of him now? You ain't heard? Oh, well, he's famous in the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of joke of it. But it's like, bruh, like it's about your character, man. Like I don't know, like that's what I believe, bro. Like there's motherfuckers that win and lose. And there's, you could be a loser and win, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's evident you could be a loser and win, right? And you could be a winner and lose, but you still, you know what I'm saying? You still got that. And not everyone gonna agree with that, bro. Some people gonna do whatever they gotta do to get to wherever they gotta go, like I'm gonna try to find a way that work for me, you know what I mean, and what I stand for and what I stand on. And I think that's just a part of who I am and what make me me in the game. And when you know it's another artist, which this happens already, but when it's other artists that reach out to me that are just getting started or on the rise that want to do something, it's like I'm very accessible because like this is a community, dog. Like we got to build each other up, and I get it because people are grimy. It make motherfuckers not want to fuck with each other, but it's like the coldest OGs I've seen in the game, like they show that love. Like say what you want about Snoop, man. Snoop support the community, bro. He support the community, hip hop, and in general, like he show up. Motherfuckers could talk, but he show up. He showed up for me. I done seen him show up for other dudes. I done seen him showed up being music videos in the hood, on Slauson and Crenshaw. You know what I'm saying? In the '60s, hood, just jumping in the kid music video backstage at the show, who not even serious about making rap, or he just so nervous. He just really was young. You know what I mean? Like he probably was overwhelmed that Snoop Dogg. He Snoop like, let's shoot this video scene. Come on. And the dude kind of right. He's like, man, rap that shit. We got the video. Let's do. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, damn, like that's such a. You know what I mean? Like you went. You know what I mean? Really went out his way. So man, I can't say enough good things about uh the dog. Um, but shout out to Snoop. Y'all could definitely go check out that sweet music, you know what I'm saying, on Gala Music featuring Snoop
Yes.
Dogg and Hope.
Nah, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, hip hop has this sort of reputation, right, of being so like hard and not friendly and very independent and personal and pull myself up by my bootstraps. But as a musician, like to share and be open with people and create more music and expand your community and expand your network, like that seems like the way you want to go.
absolutely. That's the way I want to go. That's the way
Yeah.
I go, for sure. You know, that's all I could be is me. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. Shout out to Rakim too, man. Another really like humble legend. You feel what I'm saying? Like just walk around showing love, respect. Like, come on.
Rakim's on that album too.
Rakim, yeah, Rakim. He's not on that album. I'm on Rakim's album.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on his album. Yeah, but at the same, but yeah, like just another just incredible spitter, incredible legend. No one could even question that. But as a human being, when you meet the dude, like, come on, man, that's what famous in the metaverse is about. Even better, you know what I mean? Even greater energy. You know what I'm saying? And that's Rakim. Maybe
Mm.
one of the maybe the greatest of all time, straight up. You know what I'm saying? So, but a great human being. That's what this shit is about. Famous in the metaverse is about. And what you when you look at yourself in the mirror, and I ain't perfect, you know what I'm saying? I gotta wake up and look at my mistakes when I wake up, you know what I'm saying, and try to better myself. And that's just my own thing, man. I ain't try to, I'm just saying it's like when I do this music shit, I want to always have a message because that's kind of what I come from. And so, you know, I want it to be a message of inspiration and people, you know what I'm saying, like finding the greatest version of themselves, and that was like the type of energy I like felt like Nipsey came with. That's what I felt when I listened to Nip's music. Like, bro, you entrepreneur, go and be your true self. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them make you
Mm.
small. You bigger. You worldwide, bro. You global. Like, put it in. You feel me? So
Yeah, I feel like if art and poetry should do anything, then it should make us better people, right? Poetry, like we're talking about with your students, you're writing for a reason, you're making songs with them for a reason, and so you become a better, more open, more loving person. So it's always good when you hear of like a really famous person and you're like, yeah, they are that. They have become what they've been doing. They have manifested themselves in a beautiful way.
absolutely, bro. It's just like, you know, music is a part of it all. It's the medium, you know what I'm saying? And humanity, is it, or not even just humanity, like the animals, the environment, nature, like it's all a part of it. So, I don't tell no one I don't make music to try to like I make shit that's crazy sometimes and just, wild shit that's not necessarily positive, other than it being an expression of myself that is a positive exertion of aggression. You know what I'm saying? Or depression or oppression, feeling oppressed. You know what I'm saying? And and that can be a beautiful thing because that same energy, if I wasn't doing that, like I done been through some things. I didn't wake up sometimes and feel certain type of way that like, you know what I mean? Like uh I need this music shit, man. Like
Hmm.
over everything, like for my mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like it keep me sane for real. Like it keep me, you know, what would have done had I now not been able to get that energy out, especially on
Hmm.
them songs that are the most wretched or ratchet or whatever someone want to say. So that's why when people make shit, you know what I'm saying, that's toxic music or whatever someone want to call it, like it's like I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I sometimes will indulge in that too. I grew up listening to a lot of that, you know what I mean? But um like there's a purpose for it all and there's a place for it all. And for me, I want to have a message. So if I'm gonna have a song like that, it's still gonna have a message for me in my catalog that's somehow connected to something. You know what I'm saying? That it means something. Otherwise, you know, I got a lot of songs, man. Like not everything need to come out. You feel what I'm saying? So the ones that come out, I must have really felt. I feel some certain type of way about. You feel me? Even if I like it the least on the project or something, like I felt like the world needed to hear something in there. You know what I mean? More than a bunch of other songs. You feel me? Like
Hmm.
that's one thing about my um process is like I'm making a lot of songs. I get with people, we make a song, they like this tight, let's put it out. I'm like, nah, let's do 25 more. And I swear to God, a fact. Everyone that know me know that. Like that's how I work. Like even people who are famous, like I got multiple tracks with some people that are on that album. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just
Do you produce your
yeah.
own tracks?
Most of that album is me.
Okay.
And I
I mean,
executive produce it all. I executive produce everything. Me and my engineer Mike. You know what I'm saying? And he always has mostly is all involved in most of my releases, and I have a couple other guys like D1, who is, he produced that. So I send him some sounds that he produced, really help take that track to the next level. You could say he produced that track. He deserved credit for the Snoop. I have another song with Snoop that I produced, you know what I'm saying? And then but most of those on that album, I did. I think that one he did, and I think he did also the big one with Big Krit, and Audio Anthem also did that one with Big Krit also. Him an Audio Anthem, and then I think pretty much the rest, all of them are just I did all of the rest of them. Also Ryan, my homie Conscious Keys played keys on a couple of them too, collaborated with me and just took him up completely. Like he's fucking incredible. This nigga Ryan from shout out to St. Louis, and he come in the studio and just turn that shit crazy. So I think he did the one with Wiz Khalifa, Make It Pay. Sometimes it's like maybe I had like a sound or a skeleton, and he just came and pumped that whole shit out. And then I think he did the DMX one. He did a DMX one also with me, and but he came and added a bunch of sounds and just made it a completely amazing track, like dope tracks. And then yeah, and I always work with House of Vibe, my producer, my band. Shouts to Brew. He's like just a part of everything I'm doing. Just always learning from him and just watching him. We make moves together. So we're always working on stuff. But besides that, on that project, I did most of them, and then this new one's coming with some other major artists. You know what I mean? On Still Famous, and yeah, man. We just getting all that stuff out the way now. I'm not gonna reveal some of these, but I could say yeah, some of the best, most popular artists in the game for sure. You know what I'm saying? Definitely
amazing.
are on this next one too. All a bunch of new guys. Yeah, I'm excited for a lot of them. A lot of different people, artists that are like big on, in different ways. Other artists that are like big independent, and then also other really major artists too. So it's cool.
Do you have a release date for that yet, or an idea in mind?
I have an idea. It's probably gonna start rolling out in the first quarter. I just want to check some things. I probably, you know, I would say songs will start rolling out as soon as February. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
In March. So it's good we jumping on right now. Um, just finalizing some things, but
Would
definitely,
that be Gala music as well?
yeah. I'm definitely gonna drop. I'm definitely gonna drop. Um, I'm definitely gonna drop Still Famous on Gala music. Um, I'm just figuring out exactly what songs I want to include, what what I mean, all that type of
Mhm.
stuff. So definitely y'all can expect new drops on Gala. I don't know exactly how we gonna do it this time around, but definitely stay tuned. Um, because yeah, just some more tracks I want to get out. I want them to roll out a lot. I'm gonna roll out some more tracks on Web 2. Just drop this joint, Shelter, on Drip House, where I think almost 3,000 people have jumped on my page, and a bunch of people have donated too, just to they have it like donations, or like how you know support the Drip House drops. And it's about the LA fires, and it's about just being in LA at this time, and it's about just feelings and experiences, my own personal, throughout it. It's my, everyone got their own story they going through. Some people lost houses, some people lost jobs, some people had to evacuate, some people, they dealing with insurance, some people weren't able to make money, some people weren't really affected that much. Some people, most people, the air quality was detrimental. It really rocked up. The schools had to do indoor recess, and they canceled school for all Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it was a huge thing. But people was checking all day and night. Evacuation, getting 4 in the morning evacuation, Amber Alerts, and it's pretty scary shit. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
How are things now? I've
well,
noticed it's kind of like disappeared from national news
I knew it was
real quick.
I knew it's going. I mean, it has, but the people that were really affected, the most intensely, it hasn't disappeared for they experience. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are still banding together. I'm doing two fire relief fundraisers this weekend. I'm performing at one on Friday and one on Saturday, and then I got another show, actually two shows with House of Vibe, one on Friday night and one Saturday night. So and the album, I mean the Shelter project is also fundraising for the wildlife efforts, and man, I just and just kind of just sharing. It's just my own contribution. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't always know what I could contribute. Like, but I know, like, I could write a song and kind of share my feelings through this experience. And being someone who, has lost their house to a fire, uh, like not by, way of wildfire, but by way of arson, but still empathetic to what that feels like, and wanting to kind of give some type of like healing, sound that can maybe kind of calm and, you know, take a step back and kind of just discuss it. So yeah, man, that's kind of what I wanted to create some healing music for this time, and that's what this song is. It's called Shelter. Everybody needs shelter. Now you want to
Check
run
it out.
this ain't got no flights on Delta.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, man. I'm gonna ask you one more question, then we're gonna get out of here.
All good, brother. I appreciate you, fam.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. So the final question, if you had some advice you could give to a younger artist, younger musician, just starting out, maybe your younger self, what would you tell them?
Don't quit.
Mm.
Just don't quit. You feel me? Because you know what I mean. At the end of the day, some of the greatest people, the greatest thing they ever did was not quit. You feel me? Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? I think Michael Jordan said that, and I really believe that. Like, to tell you, you can go check out the ebook. I'm just gonna get my promo in. 50 ways to make 50K off of music NFTs. You could go get that, and that's gonna give you really a step-by-step explanation and instructions on how to create and sell, distribute NFTs on the blockchain, on different blockchains, different platforms, whatever whatever makes the most sense for you. And if that's what you want are into, that's what I would tell someone to go check out. As far as, hey, I could tell you a little quick scribble, but this thing right here, if I was getting into wanting to get into music, Web3s, and selling NFTs, I wish there was someone who I knew who was like, man, I done did this shit and made, 50K plenty of times off of music NFTs. This is how you do it. You know what I mean? And I didn't, seen my homies do it too. And obviously everyone's journey is different, but you don't have to, you don't have to go my journey my way. You could go on any Web3 platform, you know what I mean, that you can get on and start selling NFTs. And then, if you get to a place where, man, you can rock with someone like a Gala Music, you know what I mean, then you can really put your music, in a community and in a gallery that, gets a lot of eyes on it, and just is a great place to share community. So that's why I rock with Gala. I always tell people to fuck with Gala, but there's plenty of ways. If you can't get with Gala, you can't get with one the other, there's plenty of Web3 platforms. If you're an artist that don't got no music and just want to get some stuff up, that you can go and distribute it. And I give people the instructions on how to do it and what I did specifically to have the results that I got. And so, yeah, that's my plug for that. Go definitely check out 50 Ways to Make 50K. But as far as like what you're going to go through, whether you want to do Web3, Web2, whether you want to sell your music on the block or you want to sell it on the blockchain, like, you're going to go through adversity, you know what I mean? And so that's why I say, like, the quickest, most straight to the point thing I can say is don't quit. Because sometimes you're going to be in a funk. You're going to be in a situation that's difficult. And it's like, I've been around the game with a whole bunch of homies that had a lot of success, some that didn't have a lot of success. I'm still here, man. That's maybe the greatest shit I done did so far. You know what I'm saying? But you know what, man? Like, that's life. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You can't quit on what's important to you. And if you just doing this shit for like a fad, you want to make some money or you want to, whatever, like, cool, man, do whatever you want to do. Like, don't quit means don't quit at, whatever's important to you. But if you like, man, I gotta do this music shit, I gotta make this shit work, like, that's the best advice. It's like, bro, don't quit. Don't just do the same shit over. Keep trying to do different shit and just don't quit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
beautiful. Beautiful. Lord King, man, it's been a pleasure. Love talking to you. Thanks for coming on.
My man, Nate Dogg, D-O-double-G, in the building, in the flesh.
Yes, sir. Man, give me a call in a 3 or 4 months.
Absolutely.
We'll talk again.
All right, for sure. Let's do it, man. We'll jump on, brother. I always got some shit for you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, fam. Peace.
Later.
Martin Luther, Malcolm X, and Gandhi, I put on for all my niggas. All my time I served my sentence. Flow was popping like a pill, $1 million $100 bills. I'm keeping it real, I got to chill. When niggas get smoked to cut the deal. Telling me stop, but it just cock back on a mission of getting the block back. With the minds, look at the youth and how we define. We on the grind. Whatever happened to passion and really rapping about the way we really live and addicted? No, the money is drug. I need the money, 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 I need the money. 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 I need the to the people, yeah, everybody. Yeah, this is for my people who down to ride tonight. Yeah, this is for my people.